Now I would like to give floor to Fatma Anwar. She is human rights activist. You have the floor, please. Please conclude in 3 to 4 minutes.
Thank you so much, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, UKBNP, for inviting me. Even I'm not a member of UKBNP, but I'm a human rights activist and Kashmiri as well. And anywhere there will be a Kashmir, then we will be there as a primary stakeholder. I'm sorry if I take more than 3 to 4 minutes, because the people who live in Pakistani administrative Kashmir, who got a very less opportunities to talk from their heart on a platform like this, where international community and the people from the UK Parliament are actually listening what we are going through in AJK. So I'm in the political activist and human rights activist from last 7 years, and from last 6 to 7 years, what we are going through, I will tell you that how we are going to go through with this. From 3 to 4 years after 2019, when India took a big step, and after the abrogation of 370 and the unrest of AJK, then the civic movement and all the civic activities in AJK became restricted. And the civic movements, and which we are facing from last 3-4 years, that how the youth is involved in this and how uncertain it is. We are aware that there is a big Kashmir issue between India, Pakistan and China, but how we can make the society peaceful within conflict. So in Pakistan administrative Kashmir, in Azad Kashmir, there is a very less opportunities for the employment and the infrastructure and the education and the health and everything. And above all, now the new thing which AJK government has been started, that we cannot speak. The restriction on the free speech and the free peaceful protest which we faced, actually, I personally faced the shelling, stoning, tear gas in all our protests in last 3-4 years. So our voices are voiceless. Only the people who are actually in UK or the abroad or overseas community is actually our voice. Because 70% of AJK is on LOC, and LOC, there is no communication on LOCs, that there is no phone, no internet. So if there are no phone, no internet and no communication, then how we can speak and how we can actually, how we can raise our voice and how we can make sure that our voice is actually heard somewhere. So I will request all the people who are actually sitting outside, become a voice of us, like you did today. So the British government and the representatives are here. So when India actually sent the troops in Kashmir, they promised, they actually informed the British government and promised that they are going to the UN and they will protect the right of self-determination. So I want to request the British parliamentarian who are here, that tell your government that ask India and Pakistan that what about their promise which they made in 1947. So because India and Pakistan both promised British government at that time that they are going to have a right of self-determination. So where is our self-determination from last 70 to 75 years? So how this long-lasting issue will be going on? How many years we will be suffering like this? We are not Pakistani, we are not Indian, we are not independent, we are nowhere. We are here. We are on this planet, but we have no identity. So the identity crisis we are facing, that I'm here, I'm not, as per Pakistani constitution, I'm not a Pakistani. But when I came here, I tell everyone that I'm Pakistani. But Pakistan says I'm not Pakistani. So the long-lasting identity issues, the worst human rights issues and the oppression and the recent presidential ordinance which is actually restricted us to speak or peaceful protest must be condemned on every level, and my request to the overseas communities to raise the voice on every platform to make this appropriate. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. And